my video vlog for November 2023. So this vlog topic is about divorce care. Divorce care and the holiday, which right now it's kind of a little bit of a rehearsal for my main channel. So if you want to watch some entertaining content, go to the Timothy Dammon's YouTube channel and you can see some what I think is entertaining. If it's not, check it out and let me know if it is or not, so I could know to continue or not. But I'll probably continue just because it's just my hobby. It's just something I like to do. But last Wednesday, the 15th, ironically, it's the day before my parents' anniversary. I think my parents would have been married 51 years if my dad didn't pass away in 2017. So I want to care for people. I've had a heart for men in their early 20s, late teens, early 20s. You know, when they get out of high school. Because I was in youth group in high school, and the youth group was a really good part of my developing spiritually, developing my Christianity. You know, even though thinking back, the youth group leader was just making the best out of his situation, because he was smart, he knew the word, and all that stuff, so that's pretty important. But my heart was really, when I got out of the high school youth group and high school and all that stuff, feels like I was all of a sudden kind of navigating life by myself. And navigating life by yourself is a challenge. It's good to have mentors. It's good to have people in your life that know the word, know the struggle of being someone in their late teens and early 20s, you know, like a young adult. There's probably young adult ministries maybe somewhere, but I wasn't familiar with any. I didn't know of any. I think my church has a single professionals group. Maybe that would be a good place to get mentors or whatever, but that was something that I didn't know about. I wasn't going to my church when I was in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I was living in Anaheim. I was going to a Reformed Baptist church, and I could replay all the tapes, but this is not really my point of this vlogging. This vlogging is really about post-divorce care. I mean, there's a lot of things you could take. There's a lot of steps you could take in your life that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to have any torment, really. You don't really have to go through a lot of mistakes if you learn from other people. I know ultimately it seems like I made my own mistakes anyways. And maybe it was my lack of trust of the people in my life that could have actually maybe spoken more into my life, helped me to prepare to be an adult. But now I'm like 48 years old, and if I could help anybody out there, I mean, feel free to contact me. Feel free to leave comments and stuff, because I really want to interact with people that are coming up. You know, I have some adult nieces and nephews in my life, and I try to speak into their life, but again, seems like they want to make their own mistakes anyways, and they don't want to learn. They don't want to have the discipline, because like for me in my situation, they say like the slogan is something like an ounce of prevention is better than like 2 pounds of cure. So by all means, if you prevent your problems in the first place, it's so much better than having to have the problems. And I'm mostly speaking to Christians. You know, And I guess anybody that really wants to be a reasonable person in their life and live their life to its fullest without having to make a lot of terrible, bad choices that don't really end very good. I mean, like I probably already said that this is my second divorce, and I'm supposed to be a Christian. I don't know where was my faith. Like even in the first relationship, we had nothing really. If I was honest with myself, we really didn't have anything in common, because our faith was totally different. She swore up and down like she was a godly girl, but she ended up being kind of just someone seeking their own gratification and their will and stuff like that. Like, you have to know now that when you're in a marriage, it is ultimately you are giving up your freedom. But who are you giving up your freedom to? Are you mutually giving up your freedom to have a new freedom and unity and in a pursuit of the good in life? Like I used to even tell my ex-wife, I said, you know what, if we really put our mind together, we could take over the world. I mean, it's figurative language to say that we could accomplish anything. We could just, as a team, just imagine if we had that really solid team effort, we could really make changes. We could even have the best life ever. But it seems to me that what's really important and what I'm going to try to do some video vlogging about how to make the best out of your singleness, your divorce. You know, like, I'm not even going to get into the worldly slogans that I hear and the way people tell me, oh, this is what you should do now. You know, you shouldn't marry again, all this stuff. But marriage done right could be a very wonderful and beautiful contract, a beautiful institution. But of course people just want to dismiss it like it's some it's an institution. But don't dismiss it, but do it right, man. Like I joke around about, like, third time's a charm. It shouldn't have been a third time's a charm, but it would be stupid if I do it again the third time and it ends the same. As you get older, you have a lot less margin for error, so you need to use your mind. You need to really step back and think about, like, was this stress worth it? Was all that agony, was all that torment worth it? And ultimately you're going to find out, like, no, it wasn't worth it. But it would be worth it if you learn something from what you just did. So the one takeaway I want to talk about in this vlogging is the holiday. I've heard it said, I do listen to this Christian psychological show, this Christian therapy, or I don't want to tell you the name because I'm not in 100% with that show, but 2 years minimum. When you date, 2 years minimum of dating, because you have to go through probably 2 years worth of events, 2 years worth of holidays, 2 years worth of birthdays, 2 years worth of different dramatic events to help you to know if that person is right for you. And of course, now that I'm older, I'm thinking, like, man, I really need to start the 2 years now. But it is nice to have a partner in your life, and it is wonderful, but it's not really that cut and dry, because if you don't have that real good understanding on how to pursue the good, pursue like each other, and to have the discipline to be in those crappy situations and be able to tell the other person, like, I don't hate you right now, but I don't want to be around you. Let me have my space and let me get back to you. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving the same way I do. I grew up with Thanksgiving being at 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but apparently my ex, they started Thanksgiving late, like between 6 and 9. It could be an ethnic thing. I really don't know. Well, maybe I could be a little bit more honest with myself and say, yeah, it probably was, because time is like oppression to some groups. But no, time is a good way to measure the intervals, the intimate intervals in life is what you use time for, a measurement to be at different places at a set understanding, a set interval. So if you have any questions, I'm going to try to do more of a good vlogging coming up. And when you think about the holidays coming up, be more intentional about how you celebrate the holidays, and love. Just love always. Just always love, and you can't go wrong.